Tom Grundy, editor-in-chief of Hong Kong Free Press, joins us now from Hong Kong. And we know that Jimmy Lai was found guilty of colluding with foreign forces. Tell us a little bit more about the trial.
Hi, Sarah. Yeah, an 855-page verdict today, and some biblical language talking of venom and poison, with Jimmy Lai gazing with his arms crossed at the National Security Judge Esther To, and waving and smiling at some of his family in the public gallery. Interviews, online shows, his links to outside groups were all considered in this trial, and he was said to be evasive and unreliable by To, who also said he was very hands-on with the editorial policy at his Apple Daily. She pointed at WhatsApp messages between him and his US aide as they set up meetings with American officials. And she said this is like an American urging Russia to put sanctions upon the US. She said he never wavered in trying to oust the Communist Party.
Can you remind us of who Jimmy Lai is?
Yes, so he comes from a quite humble background. He came over from China aged 12, where he was working as a child laborer in a garment factory before basically working himself to the top, owning a big chain, Giordano. He became quite politicized, I guess, after the 1989 Tiananmen crackdown, where he launched Apple Daily, which certainly was a grubby tabloid, very colorful, salacious, but it did do investigative journalism, and over the years very firmly took its stance with the pro-democracy camp. At one point, actually printing protest posters. 200 police raided it in 2020. It then shut down with its assets frozen and Jimmy Lai arrested. We met him just a few weeks before that in this huge cavernous headquarters, which was really testament to the heyday of Hong Kong, media. And he had an oversized presence. He was very sort of formidable, tough, his staff running around him. And he was just as defiant then as now, very ready to face the music. Although I would say the one time he got emotional when he was talking about his family, who have been, jetting around the world trying to lobby governments to urge Beijing to ensure his release.
Can you tell us just briefly before we go, you're speaking with us from Hong Kong now, how do you report on Lai's case without putting yourself and your newsroom at risk?
Well, court reporting is not too much trouble, and we can go to the legislature and to press conferences and things like that in ways that you can't in mainland China. On the other hand, there's 1,000 journalists out of work, a dozen odd news outlets that have been disbanded over the last 5 years of the security law. Stan News editors at another outlet were jailed last year. But, as a result of this, opinion sections in particular have become very spicy. And the list of sensitive topics has expanded, to include things like sanctions, calls for election boycotts or independence, interviewing wanted activists are off the table. But we generally will get the hard news out. And just as I was coming to air, the local Journalists Association said as much, that nothing's really going to change from this verdict because it's already kind of been baked in. And the best thing we can do as journalists is to press on, and we very much will be.
Tom Grundy, thank you for your time.
Thank you.